Okay, welcome everybody to the town board meeting of Wednesday, February 13th, 2019. This was rescheduled from yesterday due to the snowstorm and ice storm. Some announcements. Let's see what we got here. So, Wednesday, February 27th. Now, this is actually not in Newcastle. It's at the Jacob Burns Film Center, but it's a documentary called 25 Prospect Street, and it's about the Prospector Theater, which is the not-for-profit theater in Ridgefield, Connecticut, which hopefully one day Chapel Performing Arts will model them, where they have people with disabilities that work there. So it's a documentary on Wednesday, February 27th. We're actually going to try to get it over at Chapac, but nothing yet. We have some free workshops also at Chapac on Saturday, March 2nd, Empowerment Through Musical Theater, and also on March 16th, Frozen the Musical. Think Fit for Kids, their benefit is on March 3rd, Sunday. That's at Club Fit. Chapel Orchestra Together in Music. This is a nice concert on March 9th. Chapel Orchestra is teaming up with the Every Person's Connected Committee for an interactive and inclusive family concert spotlighting the special needs community playing the orchestra. That one's going to be really nice, and we have a lot of publicity for that one. And then we have Wasted movie screening. Not that. Hosted by Newcastle Sustainability Advisory Board at the Chapel Performing Arts. Wasted, the story of food waste, aims to change the way people buy, cook, recycle, and eat food through the eyes of famous chefs. Audiences will see how the world's most influential chefs make the most of every kind of food. And that's that. Supervisor report. We had a nice ceremony last week for Judge Krause to celebrate his 25 years on the bench. So we thank him for his service. What else do we got? We got 4 responses to the request for proposal for our zoning. I know Jill mentioned that last time, but I need some content, so I'm stealing it. And Lifetime, I do that all the time, by the way. It's the first time I've admitted it. Lifetime Fitness is now open. It's great to see so many members of the community using this beautiful facility. Lifetime joins Whole Foods, Chase, and Pet Value. And the road work on Route 117 will resume this Saturday. Just a reminder, school break begins on Monday. And Summit Development has agreed to do much of their road work during the February and April school breaks. And that's it for now. Oh, at 91 Bedford Road, demolition work has started at 91 Bedford Road. That's the former location of the Whispering Pines Flower Shop. Construction will soon start on a new 3-story building that includes 14 market rate apartments above 3 retail spaces. And that project is consistent with the 2017 comprehensive plan, which encourages more diverse housing in downtown Chapel. That's the end of the supervisor report. Now on to the town administrator's report with Jill Shapiro.
Thank you. The Indian Point sirens are being tested tomorrow, Wednesday, February 20th at approximately 10:30 in the morning.
Wait, next week?
Tomorrow.
I'm sorry, no,
Oh, is it
next week, I apologize, next week.
Okay.
Sorry. It's February 20th, Wednesday, it's a full volume test. It's in Westchester, Rockland, Putnam, and Orange counties. It's only a test, though. Next is extension of the Sawmill Sewer District. We had a meeting with the county last Friday. Staff, along with Councilmember Poole, was present for a meeting with Marion Papa from the Westchester County Department of Environmental Services to talk to us about the county's proposed extension of the Sawmill sewer trunk up New York State Route 120 from Hunt's Place to the first entrance of the Wagon Road Camp. The project is just in its concept phase. The county has earmarked monies in the 2019 budget for engineering services to lay out the new sewer. The county expects to issue the RFP for the layout for this year with the construction planned in 2021 and 2022. We'll keep the board informed along with residents of the progress of the project, along with the proposed creations of other local sewer districts which can be constructed via connections to the trunk line in other locations. Thanks to NCCMC for the purchase and installation of the new monitors upstairs and downstairs at Town Hall. The monitors scroll the calendar for Town Hall. They contain site directory and alert readers to town programs and other relevant information. And we so appreciate their initiative and expertise in bringing us up to the 21st century. A little behind the times here. Justice Court is going to be closed on Tuesday, February 19th. Both of our clerks are required to attend mandatory training on that day. We apologize for the inconvenience, and we ask you to please plan accordingly. And just a housekeeping note, when we rescheduled the town board meeting from last night to tonight due to the ice storm, we understood that County Legislator Mike Kaplowitz might not be able to attend tonight. We've rescheduled his appearance for the March 12th, 2019 meeting. We apologize for the inconvenience, and we thank Mike for the accommodation, and we look forward to seeing him on March 12th. And there'll be no meeting next week due to the school break. Town Hall will be closed on the 18th, and our next meeting is going to be February 26th. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Nick's got an announcement. I'll understand it after we have the meeting tomorrow. Right.
So Joe and I thought it would be helpful just to let the residents know and remind them about that Con Edison has imposed a moratorium on new natural gas connections, which they announced on January 17th. And the key date is that any applications for new natural gas connections for residences, businesses, any use in the town and in southern Westchester need to be into Con Edison by March 15th. There's one exception if you're putting a new generator fueled by gas, and that's for emergency purposes only. That's not subject to the moratorium. But if it's a new business coming into town, that might be subject to the natural gas moratorium. If you're considering putting an addition onto your house, that might be subject to the moratorium. Con Ed is looking at each on a case-by-case basis, and the analysis really is, are you adding new gas load? If you're adding new gas load, make sure you're getting your application by March 15th, because they advise if you don't, you're not going to be able to get a new natural gas hookup. Contact Con Ed for more details.
Okay, that was going to be my question. So do Newcastle residents submit their application to the town or to Con Ed directly?
To Con Edison. So Con Edison has a natural gas moratorium page on its website, and I think you really need a contractor involved because the application you have to sign in is like on the contractor's page to sign in for the natural gas application, and you need to be able to verify what your natural gas load demands will be. And then for new construction, you have up to 2 years to complete it. So if you're thinking of doing it, if it's even just a sketch on the back of a napkin, they'll accept it. They may ask you questions, they may require some fees, but you're better off putting the application in, at least starting that process, if you're thinking you're going to do an addition and it might require more gas demand. So speak to your design professionals, they can guide you better.
And I do think you had proposed we put up a notice in
Yes.
Town Hall and various places. I think we definitely should.
It's on the doors when you walk in, it's in the buildings department.
And we're going to ask the land use boards to mention it at their meetings as well, ARB, planning, and ZBA.
I don't think it's on the doors when you walk in, but
Yeah, it's on the far, this
oh,
one.
on the, got it.
I'll add it to my supervisor report, too.
Sounds good?
I'll copy it as my own. Okay,
Okay.
public comments. Bob, you here for public comment, or you here for the Summit Greenfield request for waiver public hearing?
I have one public comment.
Okay.
Come on down. The floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Bob Lewis. I live at Roaringbrook Road. So my comment is that for the first time in a long time, I tuned in to the town board meeting on television, and I was amazed I could actually hear. Did something happen?
Yes.
Look above your head.
NCCMC put in right up there is actually a microphone array, and it says
is-
it's supposed to capture the sound, and it does.
It is so much better.
Oh, yay, they'll be so pleased.
Thank you.
That was it?
Oh.
Came here for that? Wow, nice, thanks, Bob.
Now the three people who ever watch us can hear us.
We'll pass along the kudos.
Okay. All right, so we will go on to our motion to open the public hearing on the noise ordinance.
I move to open the public hearing on the noise ordinance.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
So this is a request from SG to, thank you, this is a request from SG by their letter dated January 29, 2019, requesting a variance from the town's noise ordinance for Saturdays only. The town noise ordinance, section 90-6B2, says construction activities can occur between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Saturdays. They ask that either end of that bookend be increased by 1 hour so they'd be able to do construction from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Their attorneys were going to be here, but because of the rescheduling, their attorneys were not able to be here, but they are available via text if you have any questions.
Right.
And it's just a waiver, right, for the one instance. We're not changing our noise ordinance.
That's correct. The noise code remains as is. It's just for this purpose only, and it's only limited just to the off-site traffic improvements at Route 117 and Roaringbrook Road, not on-site work or any other work.
And it should be mentioned that this was actually something that we asked them to do. as far as try to concentrate the work around the school holidays on the weekends before and after. And then was brought to our attention that we would have to, they would need a waiver to actually do that, which is why we're doing this public hearing, so.
And the reason was to try to eliminate as much traffic as possible during the week and prime commuting time and when school's in session.
And get as much done as possible when they mobilize and get the equipment out there and whatever,
So just a quick question. We had, first we had talked about till 6, but I think there was also some discussion that maybe it would be till dusk.
Right.
On the possibility that if they could work a little bit later and the light allowed, because we
Right,
weren't
right.
putting in any sort of construction lights, it would just be if natural daylight would allow. So is there a way,
There is, if a town board, after hearing from the public, wishes to proceed to do that, then the resolution could be modified to read until dusk as determined by, in
Well,
this
could
case,
it say till the later of 6 PM
PM
or dusk?
as determined by the police department, yes.
Right, because right now, I think dusk is before 6,
Yes.
but in
Yes.
April,
Fair point.
it'll be after.
Right, yeah, they won't even be able to work till past 6, till 6, but definitely for April. All right, any public comments on the hearing?
It- In talking with my wife, she asked, was there some kind of a trade-off that we could hope for in terms of the duration of the construction as opposed to the extended hours? So certainly, for us to have all the activity right outside our window, particularly on the weekend when we can enjoy our home, it is an inconvenience, and it would be more, I don't know, there would be some sort of, we would feel better about it if we thought that the work would be completed sooner. That is, that instead of 16 weeks, maybe it'll only take 15 weeks. Is that something that we understand from the contractors?
Yeah, that was part of it. I mean, that's why we requested it. And they have shortened the schedule. But they also, I mean, the schedule that I think is posted is still a very conservative schedule. They actually think they can consolidate it more. But the goal was that they're trying to consolidate the work to get it, to reduce the pain. And quite honestly, they weren't so much considering your pain, they were more considering the traffic pain. You know?
So, Bob, I think that the overall schedule is not gonna shorten because the ultimate end of it, when they're paving, we have to wait for all the asphalt plants to open, which don't open until March, I believe, or April, depending on the weather. So the ultimate end probably can't change because we have to only go off when those asphalt plants are open. But in terms of, I think, the active work that's being done before that happens, the thought was that would be able to be shortened.
Right, not as many days.
There won't be as many days of construction, but the actual end date may not change because the final paving can't be done until those plants open.
Which is like
which is
April 15th.
after April 15th,
Right,
and weather permitting always,
April 15th.
yes.
yeah, that's
But
not to
in-
say they're gonna
right.
work up to April 15th, but they can finish till at least April 15th.
Yeah.
Right, and the New York State DOT actually won't let them pave unless a certain climate conditions, so it has to be over like, the pavement has to be over, and forgive me, I'm gonna get the temperature wrong, but it's over 50 degrees or something like that, because otherwise the asphalt doesn't set properly. So it's going to be things that are outside of their control, but it's not gonna be before April 15th under any circumstances.
But we were
But
trying to.
hopefully the active construction will be
Right.
done sooner.
We're trying to
And then we're just
consolidate.
waiting.
Okay, well, I guess we live with that.
I mean, we didn't do nighttime construction. I mean, we knew that would be obviously.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm not saying we're heroes, but I'm just saying that we were conscious of it,
It was
But
suggested.
we did.
Was it suggested?
Well, we actually toyed around with the idea, but then we realized that with the lights and the noise, it wouldn't be fair. But we did try to reach a compromise that, we did try to focus on the school holidays and the weekends before and after, because we really were trying to minimize the disruption to the community as a whole.
Yeah. Do you know if, I had sent an email to the mailing list about potholes. Do you know if the potholes at our end of Roaring Brook Road can be patched before April 15th?
That would be DPW, and we could,
No, I mean, we could certainly ask them to do it, but again, the problem's going to be, it doesn't, like, possibly Friday, when it's 50 degrees, those patches will probably hold better as long as it's dry, but when it's wet and it's cold, the next time they have to plow or something comes through, they just don't stay, is the problem.
It's just very hard.
Temporary.
No, it's a very, but it's very broken up, it's
Yeah,
really.
It's really
bad.
bad.
Yeah.
My wife fell, she scraped her knee, she tore her pants. We were visiting some friends. No, you weren't there that day, but the point is that it isn't good, and it's, unfortunately, our end of the street it was never a pedestrian environment, but it is worse now.
we have to notify DPW. Now, that email that goes to the Roaring Brook Road email list didn't get to DPW. I should have forwarded it, but the truth is, even if I did forward it, you would have got the standard response, which is what pretty much Jill just mentioned, which is that the repairs are weather dependent, and we can't do it in this cold weather, but we'll put it on the list, and it'll be done as soon as the temperatures, raise a little bit. But I will definitely forward it to them.
I'm writing it right now.
Okay, so with this public hearing, should we just leave it open for written comments, or just close it?
No, I think close it.
Because they have to do the
Close
work.
it and
That's
leave
right,
it
start
open
work next week.
No,
I
because
would
it's starting
close it, and
work
then
next
you're in the
week.
position to vote on it tonight.
Right, okay, so motion to close the public hearing?
So moved?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so now we're up to our resolutions. Just let me text Jeremy real quick, let's tell him.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Are you doing that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You know what, I can't really read.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Okay, so I move to approve payment of claims in the amount of $1,379,303.28. 2018 expenditures totaling $1,313,104.31, and 2019 expenditures totaling $66,198.97, listed on the summary pre-check writing report and voucher detail reports, all dated February 13th, 2019. Checks will be issued and mailed to each claimant listed on Thursday, February 14th, 2019.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move to adopt the following resolution. Whereas utility property located in the private rights-of-way is currently assessed by the local municipality where such property is located, and whereas the state legislature is considering legislation directing the Commissioner of Tax and Finance to submit the report analyzing the economic, policy, and legal objectives that would be served by the establishment of an assessment ceiling program for all public utility mass property within the state, and whereas such property would result in the loss of local assessment of utility property in private rights-of-way, as well as possible loss of tax revenue to local municipalities due to such a program not adequately reflecting the value of such property. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Newcastle, by the town board of the town of Newcastle, that the assessment of utility property in the private rights-of-way should remain under the control of the local municipality where such property is located, and is hereby opposed to the New York State takeover of the assessment of the utility property located in the private rights-of-way. And be it further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized to forward a copy of said resolution to Governor Cuomo, State Senator Pete Harckham, and Assemblyman David Buckwald.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, boy. Sorry.
I move to adopt the following resolution.
Certainly as set forth in the resolution in the packet and before the board and made available to the public, then you just read the resolved paragraph.
Thank you. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board authorizes the settlement of this proceeding so as to adjust the 2016 assessment of the tax parcel ID number 100.7-3-53 as followed. The year 2016, the assessment value was $137,310. The revised assessment is $99,450 for a reduction totaling $37,860. And be it further resolved that the town council for the town of Newcastle, Keene and Bean, together with the town administration, is hereby authorized to undertake such actions as are necessary to effectuate the settlement, including the execution and submission of a consent judgment to the court for purposes of entry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So this is also a
Same thing.
tax certiorari settlement for a property at 14 Grace Lane, and the town council and town assessor recommend that it be resolved, and there's a resolution set forth for proposed assessment. The assessment itself is reduced by the value of $168,780, and the resolution authorizes town council and town administration to execute on the settlement.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move to authorize the town to release a cash bond posted by Davo Development LLC for a property located at 1 Wood Switch Lane, Chappaqua, New York, and shown on the Town of Newcastle tax map as Section 81.15, Block 2, Lot 11. The property dated October 15th, 2013, in the amount of $7,585 in connection with a tree removal permit, building permit number 16174.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
So this next one is also a performance bond reduction for property at 643 King Street. There was previously a performance bond of $1 million. Over time, that's being reduced. The current amount is $255,000. Based upon the progress of the work done in the public improvements being completed and the review by the town engineer's office, it's being recommended that that performance bond be further reduced to $145,000. And by enacting this resolution, you would be authorizing said reduction.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye.
You got it?
Very good at
Okay.
this.
Okay, I move to authorize the Department of Public Works to extend the purchase and installation of highway maintenance materials contract number 2017-01 for an additional year for the following specific items: 19A, 20A, and 21A from June 6, 2019 to June 6, 2020, and item 22B from June 6, 2019 to June 26, 2019 to June 26, 2020.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
I move to authorize the award of the contract for the operation, maintenance, and technical support of the Millwood Water Treatment Plant and for the Hudson Hills Sewer Pump Station to Suez for a 5-year term with the opportunity to renew for another 5 years for the amount of $1,068,488.24 annually.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are we doing it? Didn't we do this noise ordinance, or is this the?
No,
we said
Other
public
one.
hearing.
This is the other
Yep.
changes, got it. I move to set a public hearing for the modification of noise ordinance to be held on Tuesday, March 12th, 2019, at 7 PM in the Assembly Room of Newcastle Town Hall, 200 South Greeley Avenue, Chappaqua, New York, 10514.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
And I move to set another public hearing for the modification of recycling to be held also on Tuesday, March 12th, 2019, at 7 PM in the Assembly Room of Newcastle Town Hall.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. And one more,
Yes.
setting a public hearing for the modification of the dog ordinance to be held on Tuesday, March 12th, 2019, at 7 PM in the Assembly Room of Newcastle Town Hall.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Just
Aye.
while we're talking about public hearings, did we decide we're gonna do the public hearing for the street name or no?
Yes.
Should do that
Oh,
now?
yeah.
Yes.
Just
Can we do it for the same time?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, and I move to,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I move to set a public hearing for the renaming of Hunts Lane to Joan Corwin Way, to be held on Tuesday, March 12th, 2019, at 7 PM in the Assembly Room of Newcastle Town Hall.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
So that's March 12th, you said?
Yeah,
We're tabling number 12.
Yeah.
okay. I move to authorize reimbursement to Julia Golden for the full cost of tuition, $47.20 and 50 cents, and books, $48.32 for 2 job-related courses, with a total cost of $4,768.82.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I move to approve a request from the Newcastle Historical Society for a banner for the Newcastle Historical Society House Tour, which will be displayed from April 29th through May 10th, 2019.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 We're holding this one, right? 15?
Parks Foundation?
Yes.
Yes.
We're on that one.
Okay. I move to approve the purchase of water main materials from Schmitz Wholesale, Inc. for the installation of a new water main on Dogwood Road in the amount of $15,858.10 under the DPW 2018-06 water maintenance materials bid, which was awarded by resolution on December 17th of 2018. Schmitz Wholesale came in as the lowest bidder after a bid was withdrawn, and the bid items from, was withdrawn from Expanded Supply Products on January 24th of 2019. The bid items from ESP were withdrawn and awarded to Schmitz by Town Board Resolution on January 29th of 2019, and the items under bid contract for requisition are for the purchase of 750 linear feet of cement-lined pipe for $15,075, and 2 hydrant tees for $348.60 and $434.50.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I move to approve the use of town property, to wit, the Pocket Park, by the Chappaqua Girl Scouts to sell Girl Scout cookies on March 8th through March 24th, between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Let's put it to it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then you have a,
I'm voting against it.
I'm sorry, you have one resolution.
I'm just kidding.
So a resolution granting the application of SG for a waiver of the noise ordinance to allow construction activities at the intersection of Route 117 and Roaring Brook Road on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or dusk, whichever is later, as determined by the police department, until said work is completed.
Second.
So
Second.
moved.
Oh.
Sorry. Oh,
Second.
sorry, so, yeah, whatever.
You did a second. I did a so moved.
Second.
You did a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And we also have a couple that, I'm sorry that somehow I didn't make it, the banner for the Strawberry Festival, and it's for an event being held June 1st and to be displayed May 22nd to June 1st. Have a
So
motion and a
moved.
Second, okay.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
And then also, monthly reports, adoption of January monthly reports, the motion and a second.
So moved.
Town clerk.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, the last one, Bart's.
Okay.
Did we do the payment of claims yet?
Yes.
that was first, yeah.
The, wait a second, don't go anywhere.
And what about did we do the
Yeah,
one for the
authorization to go out.
CCSD refuse?
Yeah, the authorization to go out to bid with CCSD for refuse for commercial buildings.
Yes, so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
We're on our
Geez.
No, we didn't
tonight.
yet.
We are efficient. The well-oiled machine.
Depending on how you want.
Did we do the resolution for the furloughed federal workers? I see
No,
it's
we
on
didn't do
the,
that.
it's on the schedule, but I don't see the actual resolution.
We need to get that one.
So this is a law that was signed by Governor Cuomo on February 1st, and it allows municipalities to offer workers who provide proof to the satisfaction of the town receiver of taxes that they were furloughed during the period of the government shutdown. If they meet that satisfaction, they have the ability to request an extension of time to pay their taxes. The criteria is that the taxes have to become due during the government shutdown. They then had 30 days to make an application to the town receiver of taxes. That 30 days runs from the period in which you have to pay your taxes interest-free, without penalties. Taxes are due April 1st for town and county, they're due by April 30th. So in that situation, you'd have to make your application by May 30th. You then have 90 days from the end of the government shutdown to then pay those taxes without interest or penalty, and that applies to whether it's a town tax, school tax, county tax, special district tax, and whether it's an installment agreement as well. The resolution before the board also is unlimited in time, which means it remains in effect for the next government shutdown, whenever that may be,
Tomorrow, what is it?
or next year or the year after, so, and that's a resolution that is before the board tonight.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Rode the guru for that one. That was incredible.
I move to adjourn the town board meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Break, everybody.